the flame as hot as the sun that keeps me warm on that hot summer day, because it reminds me of that cozy cabin I had on that cool fall day, because it reminds me that I should always have a flame inside, a desire to create, explore, discover, and imagine. And I have that flame, so I will let it burn. I will let my feelings flow and be expressed like the scent of a candle. I will create light and meaning in this world. I will light a flame so rich that it will light a whole room. You must light your flame and do some good in the world. The world depends on you. So go out there. Don't waste your time. Light this world. Live the life you dreamed of living. Be bold. Be full of light. Be a breath of fresh air. I think that's what this poem really illuminates, is the art and creation of imagination. And I think it kind of, for me, lightly reflects how children imagine. So the basic beginning of a child's imagination is taking a plain box and turning it into a rocket ship or a spaceship. But kids and children have the power to imagine so much more. They can imagine cities and worlds and characters and stories and plan it all out in their heads without writing a single thing down. And that power of imagination should be taken care of and used wisely, so that those kids with their big imagination can help the world and create innovative tools that can help the world be better off. I want to make sure that kids' imagination and their want to explore and discover and imagine and create, I want to make sure that's nurtured. I want to make sure that they can keep that for as long as they can and keep imagining new ways to develop things and come up with different imagery and different worlds and different places. Because when a kid has imagination, they're really good at storytelling. That could be used to make books that illuminate certain points that can help the world be better off and entertain readers with humor and lesson learning and drama. And if a kid is good at interpreting science, then they could become a scientist, and they make different discoveries that can be used to learn more about human DNA, and that can help us innovate human health and keeping humans healthy and safe in this world we live in. And that could lead to many scientific innovations. If a kid is really good at inventing, they could create inventions that could help bring more convenience to the world, therefore helping tasks get done faster and things being sent out more often so that people can do their jobs and continue to work. And so on, and the list goes on of skills and imagination and the way that kids can use their imagination to help the world. And usually a kid doesn't know what power they have with their imagination. They can do so much with that. So I think what parents should do is try to cultivate it, notice that and talk with them and hey, you can actually go somewhere with this. And they're going to be like, what? And then I think you have to start to explain to them how they could use that. But those skills can be used to make the world better off and make it a more convenient and safer place to live in. It's a great place right now because a little bit back, there have been people that have done amazing things and amazing innovations because they have nurtured their talents through school and teachers and tutors and mentors and their parents. They have nurtured those skills and used them and started to realize, hey, I can use this to benefit the world. So they started doing that. And those people are forever ingrained in history as people that did things that make the world better off. And my generation could be the next wave of kids that do that. Because then some other great kids will do the same thing I'm doing right now and illuminate the kids of my generation, me and the kids of my generation. They'll illuminate us, and we'll be in the past to them. And then a future generation, they'll be in the past to them, and so on. So, always having a story to tell, and motivating those kids to create the next wave of big things. You don't want to pressure them because those skills are precious. So you want to say, hey, would you like to do something like this? And they could say yes, no, I don't think it's developed yet. But just let them voice their opinion about that. But I want to encourage parents to develop and nurture that skill that they might have and that imagination that is inborn in a child. Every child has imagination, and some children have more than others. But no matter how much imagination and how much skill they have, I encourage parents to try to cultivate it and nurture it and eventually help the child maybe turn it into something that could be beneficial for them in the world.